Congratulations, an eventful start to the season. What are your thoughts overall?
The first 20 minutes, I thought that was the best 20 minutes that we'd played, in all the pre-season as well. So I went from being really pleased, 2-0 up, they changed their shape. I think they started off sort of 3-4-3 and then they went to sort of 4-5-1. Took us then probably another 15-20 minutes. So I was glad when the half time came, actually, because they were getting well back into the game. So it was nice to go in, up front, but you knew it was going to be a tough second half. Yeah.
And how frustrating was it to be leading 2-0 so early on at home against a lower league side, but then they get back into it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they were always going to be a tough opposition. They've been up probably the top 5 or 6 last 5 or 6 years in their league. So they're going to be no disgrace if they get promoted, because they're a tough team to play against. So I don't think it's any shame from us that if you are 2-0 up, we could have perhaps put the game to bed with the third goal, but didn't quite go in for us, and then obviously they get a bit of momentum. So, but overall, I'm reasonably pleased.
What about late on, the penalty for Ryan Case? How did you see that? Sorry, the red card for Ryan Case. How did you see that?
I think in the letter of the law, probably right. I think, to be honest, but there was a few decisions where we didn't get a few yellow cards in our favour, so it was a bit disappointing in that respect. But the way that the referees have been told to referee the game over the last sort of season or two, then that's probably about right.
What about the penalty? There were quite a few penalty shouts towards the end of that game. What about the one that he did give, which led to Poole's equaliser?
I think there's a few of their players that should have gone to RADA for the way that they were diving around and play acting. Definitely wasn't a penalty, but the referee's seen what he's seen. We were right behind it, and Eddie actually pulled his leg away, was going to go and tackle the ball. He pulled his leg away, and then before you know it, it hasn't gone through. So if he follows through, then fair enough, it's a penalty. But I didn't think it was.
You mentioned Eddie Jones, one of many summer signings. Maybe one's sort of gone under the radar in the last week or so. I thought he was superb. I mean, he must have been really impressed. I know he knows the level well, but he didn't put a foot wrong for me today.
No, I thought he was good, and we needed a few men out there as well, because that was a tough game today. They didn't play much football, they just boshed it up the pitch. We're not the biggest team, but I think, like I just said in there at the end, that we got some big hearts. So I was really pleased with our lot.
5 penalties out of 5 scored in the shootout. Have you been working on these?
Yeah, we have. We started 3 weeks ago, and then we had a couple of training sessions. Again, we knew who the top 5 was going to be straight away. Again, we did it on Thursday night. They hardly missed one. They even told Will which corner that they were going to put it in, and he still couldn't get anywhere near him. So I was reasonably confident with that top 5. And then we were going into Zeb after that, and again Zeb had done fantastic on Thursday night, not missing a penalty. So yeah, reasonably pleased, because everything we've worked on in training, that came to fruit today.
And Chris Zabrowski ends up playing centre half with the red card for Ryan Case and the injury in the first half for Spencer Hamilton. You were short of numbers beforehand, hence so many youngsters being on the bench. How concerned are you now for numbers for Tuesday?
Yeah, a little bit concerned, but we're hoping we've got a couple of loans come in on Monday, possibly one from Southampton, one from Bristol Rovers. We're sadly going to lose one player, but from my point of view, the 2 that are coming in are a little bit of quality as well, so I'm pleased about that.
Can you give us their positions?
Names? No, not really. I couldn't. I know that there's another couple of clubs that are after him as well, so I'm going to leave that if that's okay.
The player you said could be going, is that Dave Pratt? You told me before kick-off that he could be off to Swindon Supermarine now.
Yeah, they've approached the club. They've put in 7 days. I know Spud quite well, so I've got a lot of time and a lot of respect for Spud, and they've obviously they've been in contact with him before, which they shouldn't really do, but hey ho. On the face of it at the moment, I think that they can give him a lot more money than what we can give him at this moment in time. I was perhaps looking at him to stay, but once I had the conversation with him, he made it clear that he wanted to go. He's been a good servant of the club, so it'd be a shame to see him go, because he's a good lad as well.
Okay, well look, an eventful afternoon. It's like you've never been away, but starting the season in the wind and the rain and the FA Cup in October, it all feels bizarre, it feels strange. What's it like to not have any fans apart from a handful of volunteers and directors here?
Yeah, it's not great. I don't like it at all, actually, to be honest. We have a bit of banter with the fans over our side throughout the season, which keeps me sane, actually, because you'd be pulling your hair out most weeks. But no, I do miss them. I think the lads miss them as well. They just that 10-20 minutes when you lose the game, and people are shouting things out of encouragement, and it definitely makes a difference to the players just to make that 10-yard run or whatever it's going to be. So yeah, we've definitely missed them. Hopefully, they'll be back soon, but who knows at the moment.
All right, well played. Cheers.
Right, thank you.